Hey everyone, I'm Mackayla. Welcome to the Soundtrack of Our Lives podcast. We're going to jump right in with the two hardest questions of all. Who are you and what have you been up to recently?
My name is Fletch Wiley, and recently, oh my goodness, last month we were in Cape Town, South Africa, and came home to do a bunch of recording here in my little home studio. And yeah, so getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah, that time of year.
It is.
What were you doing in Cape Town?
Well, for the last 6 years, my wife and I have been doing some music missions
Oh,
together. you know, for years and years, she was either taking care of kids or working. So
hmm
I would travel around, do music stuff around the world. But she's finally retired, and our kids are, of course, out of the house. So I thought let's do this together, at least
hmm
some. So that was our sixth time in South Africa, our fifth time doing what they call Swing with the King concerts in South Africa to raise money for different charities. This was for a music school in Pretoria, South Africa, and I get to do a bunch of arranging for it and play on it and rehearse. Excellent musicians. So yeah, so we've been doing five of these concerts.
wow,
Yeah,
that's really cool.
uh, it's a blessing.
So, in all, you said you've traveled all over. Do you have a favorite place that you've been?
Oh goodness. Well, I think South Africa is one of the favorite places.
hmm
It's an interesting country. It's kind of troubled, a lot of unemployment there, and some corruption and crime and drugs, and that's the good part. No, that's the bad part. Uh, but the people are wonderful, and we work with some great folks, and so they seem to like our help, and so they keep inviting us back. We're going to go back next November and do that. So that's been, that's kind of a focal point for us during the year, uh, getting ready for these concerts because
hmm
I do a lot of arranging, which takes uh, several weeks, if not a couple of months, to do with a big group, full string section, and then a big band. So
Wow. So, are
yeah.
they all local to that area?
They are, most of them are, yeah, they're excellent musicians in Cape Town. Cape Town is kind of a touristy place,
hmm
but they have a great university there, University of Cape Town, and they train their musicians well. They're really, really good.
That's really cool. Is it hard to plan it when you're not there and then, go and hope that everything's working out?
No, not really now because we've done this a bunch. But this was our fifth concert.
hmm
We did one in Pretoria, one in Johannesburg, and they're kind of close.
hmm
And then we've done three in Cape Town, what they call the Artscape, which is their opera house.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, and people are very friendly there. There are some issues with security and a lot of unemployment with, especially with the kids, the highest unemployment in the world, actually.
wow.
Yeah, but we love South Africa, and they seem to like us, so we'll keep coming back.
That's good. So you said last time you were raising money for a music school. Is it the same music school each year?
It is. It's called the Chwane School of Music in a township in outside of Pretoria. Townships are kind of a rough area, kind of a ghetto.
Mhm.
People have it very hard there. Some townships don't have any electricity or running water, so they need our help. So
Mhm.
we try to do our best in doing that. So what's going on in Boston these days?
The winter.
I guess always in the wintertime.
Yeah. Well, it was didn't go above 20 yesterday, and then I think Friday it's supposed to be in the 50s. So it's all over the place.
Sounds like Texas. We're going to be in the 70s tomorrow, or up to 70.
Nice.
I know. Well, we have 105 in the summer, so we like it now.
hmm I wish it was 70 now though here.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Well, That's a beautiful place though, Boston.
Yeah, I like it. There's a lot of history.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah. So, with all of this traveling, how do you make time to, you said you came home to record some music and get ready for Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, we don't do we travel about 2 to 4 weeks twice a year. It
Hmm.
depends on how many countries we go to. One year we came to Cape Town, and then we flew to Spain, and we did two
Oh.
weeks in Spain. So that was a month. So that's the most we do at one time.
Hmm.
We've been to Paris and then Bulgaria. Now
Wow.
that was interesting. 2 weeks in each place. Uh, oh gosh, we've been to Peru. I was in Peru in June, and but we've been all over. Our first trip together was 9 weeks, and my
Wow.
wife says 9 weeks and 2 days. Don't forget the 2 days. So she's she's not as keen as traveling as I am, but we did 2 weeks in Turkey, 2 weeks in Egypt, 2 weeks in Albania, and all those were street ministry,
Wow.
which we do. It's a Christian ministry we do.
Hmm.
So we go, and when you're in places like Turkey, you don't kind of ask permission. You just look around and, oh, this looks like a good place to set up and play music. So it's always about music, and it's always about Jesus. So we
Hmm.
love doing that, and sharing the Lord with people. And yeah, and people are very hungry in Turkey and in Egypt. They're interested. They're serious about their lives and what they believe, and how should I live?
Hmm.
They're not frivolous with any of that. So it's a lot of fun for us just to share our lives with them. And in Turkey, my wife, who's she's 74, I'm 78. She
Hmm.
was kind of a rock star because all these young girls came up to her like, "You're not from here, are you?" Oh, and since we're Christians and we're American, and a lot of times people say, "Well, you're American, so you must be a Christian." Well, that's not necessarily true,
Hmm.
but and do you hate us because we're Muslims? And no, we love you. That's why we're here. Share the love of Jesus. And
Hmm.
so it was it was a lot of fun. It was eye opening. So yeah.
So the music that you're singing, is that music from the church or music that you've written?
Uh, both. I'm an instrumentalist, so I don't
Hmm.
sing, and you don't want to hear me sing. Okay, so I play trumpet, flute, and flugelhorn, and I do write my own music. So we play a lot of that, and just share instrumentally, and then people talk, and then after we play, we like to go out and just hang out in the crowd, talk to them. And we have translators with us usually, and or people like to practice their English like they did on my wife, these young girls, and it was just really sweet. Yeah, really fun.
That's very cool. You have very unique experiences.
It is, and but people are great. We love Muslims. They're very interested. They're serious, and yet they're a lot of fun too. So they seem to like us. Okay, so we're gonna keep doing it.
So with your music ministry, is that all music you've written or have you taken, music from the Christian church?
Both. We take some contemporary songs and play them, and we try to take singers with us wherever we go.
Hmm.
Uh, but in Cape Town, that's like this huge concert for people uh, just to come and raise money, like I said. And the singers there are unbelievable, and they write a lot of their own music. So I get to write arrangements for them
Wow.
with this big group of musicians, and it's fun because they can play anything I write. So it gives me a lot of freedom. But it just depends. I'm trying to think. When we were in Peru, the fellow there, I just was kind of not hired because I go for free, trumpet player to play his music, and he wrote all this great music. He's American, but he writes it all in Spanish for
Wow.
Peru. Yeah, it's great. So it just depends. Every country is different.
Hmm. Does the language barrier ever get in the way of making the music when you go to different places?
Not too much, because like I say, we have translators,
Hmm.
need them. And for me, and I need them when I'm explaining my instrumental music, what this song is about. Like I have a song called Night Watch, and that's about the watchmen on the walls in Isaiah and Ezekiel that are watching out for Jerusalem and watching out for God's people. So I just kind of explain that, and then we play it, and it's instrumental, so there are no words to it. So
Hmm.
hopefully they get something out of it. Yeah.
Do you tend, I know you're not a singer, but do you tend to write lyrics for your music or just the instrumentals?
Mostly just the instrumentals. I do have other people that write lyrics for it. I've written this Christmas song called Angelic Praise, and but mostly we do that instrumentally, but sometimes it has lyrics. It's about the shepherds out in the fields and the angels coming to them and saying, this you guys are blessed because the Son of God has been born in a little manger over here. So go check him out.
That's interesting that you wrote it in a way that it could be sung with lyrics or without, or
Yeah.
played with.
Well, it was originally instrumental, and
Hmm.
a friend of mine wrote lyrics, and we've done it both ways. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's unique. I like that you're open to, doing both ways.
Oh, yeah. Very well. I produce records too and arrange for records. So I work with a lot of singers who have their own songs, and I help them by arranging the music for them for the recording. And so you have to be sensitive that this is not my record. This is their record.
Hmm.
Need to make sure it makes sense when we do the arrangements, that it's not too overwhelming or anything, and that they're the focal point
Yeah.
for the music. Yeah.
What advice would you give to somebody who is kind of arranging their first song?
Well, I would say first of all, write the song. Sometimes we tend to write songs with a guitar or piano. Don't do
Hmm.
write it, write it inside, like whatever comes out of whatever you're hearing.
Hmm.
So sometimes if we're playing a piano, our the ability we have on the piano will dictate where the song goes. So I tell people, yeah, don't write it with any instrument. Do that later
Hmm.
after you've got the song, and then once you get an idea of the chords and the melody, and then the lyrics, however you write it. Sometimes people send me lyrics,
Hmm.
uh, and then they say, I have a kind of a melody, but I have no idea about the chords. So I say, well, send me that. And then the chords kind of play themselves. And the song will dictate the direction of the arrangement, the direction of the chords, and sort of how everything fleshes out.
Hmm.
So you try not to, you know, make it go in a direction it doesn't want to go. The song will dictate itself.
Yeah.
And so you want to be sensitive to that. Yeah.
Hmm. Is it difficult for you after arranging other people's music to go and do your own?
Nah, I've been doing this a long time. So so because when I'm writing or arranging for an artist, it's all about them and not
Hmm.
about now. Obviously, I have uh, sort of a musical heritage that I've been through, listening to a lot of different music in the last 50, 60 years. I'm 78. And so that's good. It's good to have
Hmm.
that kind of background so that when you hear something, it's not the first time you've dealt with this
Yeah.
style, but you want to make sure, like I said before, it's their record and not yours. So
Hmm.
you're sensitive to where that's going and where they want it to go.
Yeah. That's good advice.
Yeah. Are you a musician, Michaela?
I wish I could be, but no, I cannot.
Yeah, well, that's good. You're doing what you're doing,
Yeah.
That's important.
Hmm.
Otherwise I wouldn't be on here, okay?
I tried. I wanted to be,
Mhm.
but I just don't have the patience to learn an instrument. I learned that very early on.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
but you're a communicator. So
Hmm.
that's great.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Who would you say are some of your main musical influences?
Oh gosh, when I grew up, I mean, like I say, I'm this old. I got a trumpet when I was 10.
Wow.
And it's one of those things where back then, and maybe still, uh, it still works this way today. They take you into a room when you're 10 after you've gone through this playing recorder. You're just playing this little recorder, song flute or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of that year, they say, okay, here's, you walk into a room with all these instruments. And I went right to the trumpet. I knew that's what I wanted. No saxophone, clarinet, violin, drums, or anything. So I just knew something told me that was for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved it. My brother's 4 years older and he's a piano player. So I started playing piano when I was 5 and he was 9. So, but I hated it. I just wanted to play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got the trumpet, things changed. So
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Seattle, went through a very good public school music program in
Mm-hmm.
Seattle. Really, really good. It just shaped me into what I am. And I knew I wanted to be a jazz musician or kind of early on because we had this big band in junior high and high school. And so all these guys, they said, "Oh, you need to go to a place called North Texas State University in
Mm-hmm.
Denton, Texas." And it was a little podunk teachers college, but they had an unbelievable jazz program there.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Still is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about 40 miles north of Dallas. And all these guys were telling me this is the place to go and really good musicians. So I ended up there right out of high school, and it was great. It was amazing. The only problem is back then, before your time, okay, the Vietnam War was going on, and they had
Mm-hmm.
this thing called the draft.
Yeah.
You heard about that? Yeah.
I have, yeah.
So if you were in college, if you were in a university, you got out of the draft. You didn't have to go fight.
Mm-hmm.
And so all these professional musicians went there, which was kind of depressing for me because these guys were really, really great. And I was just a little freshman that thought I was a hot shot, but I was not. So I had to get serious about music in 1965. So it was good. So I learned to play and get serious about what I wanted to be, which is
Mm-hmm.
and graduated from there. And uh, 4 years later, I went to Yale University for a very short time because
Mm-hmm.
I was big time into drugs, and it was kind of the '60s.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff happening, and I was not a Christian. I didn't know how to sort of combat all that, but a couple of years later, I got married, and our son was born, and I became a Christian, and I got delivered from drugs. It was instant. It was a
Mm-hmm.
it was a miracle, really. So that kind of started us, my wife and I, on this path to just find out about Jesus,
Yeah.
and it's been great. So, yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
It's a nice story. I like it. I
yeah.
think you were just drawn to the trumpet.
I was drawn to the trumpet, and actually, ta-da, so this is a little commercial break. We've,
Nice.
we've written a book now called "God Doesn't Play Fair, and That's a Good Thing."
Mm-hmm.
How this jazz trumpet player got saved by grace. So we just wrote this. It just came out. We wrote it, started about 2 years ago, but it came out in September. So we're having fun with that too.
That's exciting.
Yeah, yeah. So,
What kind of led to you deciding to write a book?
oh gosh, my wife's a writer,
Okay.
and she's a very good writer. She's written professionally, all her
Mm-hmm.
life. And friends said, I tell them stories, and they said, "You need to write a book." And I said, "No, nobody wants to read a book about my life," and that's what it is. But there's some interesting things there, and people I played with, Stevie Wonder and the Supremes and Gladys Knight, and so I've had a really rich musical life and a really rich life in the Lord. God's been so good to us. We've got 3 kids and 7 grandkids, and we're just more in love than ever. Been married 55 years. So I'm a blessed man, as they say.
That's awesome. It sounds like you've led an amazing life.
Oh, well, God is so good. And this whole traveling thing, Michaela, is really pretty new for us
Hmm.
together. And we've got some opportunities. We'll probably go back to Cape Town next November again, at least one more time.
Hmm.
Uh, but there's some other things coming up travel wise that make sense. So yeah, we enjoy doing that together. So it's a lot of fun.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So before I ask the last question, is there anything else you want to mention or talk about today?
Well, if people want to get in touch with me, they can just go to my website, fletchwiley.com. It's very simple. And there's a email there, fletch.wiley@gmail.com if they want to write. And if they have any questions, I love talking to musicians. So any musicians out there, give me a call or anybody really.
Hmm.
So just give me a shout. But what are you doing in Boston now, Michaela?
Currently, I'm working at a senior living facility running activities.
Good for you.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Where are you from? That area?
Yeah, from this area. Yep.
Oh, nice. I
Yeah.
I played in the summer of 1971 in Lewin and Lowell.
Yep.
Lowell, yeah, uh,
Little.
with this
Hmm.
band called Third Avenue Blues Band,
Hmm.
which later became a group called Sunlight, and we traveled with this black gospel singer Andre Crouch and the Disciples. You need to check out his music. He's
Okay.
great. Great.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Is that the only time you've been to the Boston area or
Uh,
Massachusetts?
no, we played with him up there.
Okay.
Northeastern University, is that a
Yep.
place? Yeah, played there. Played in Portland, Maine. But all over really. But I think that's maybe the only time, two times I was in Boston. So,
Hmm.
but it is an interesting city. Of course, Berkeley is there a big jazz
Yep.
school.
Yes.
So, well, so great meeting you. God
Yes.
bless
Nice to
you.
meet you too. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. So I have one final question is
Yes.
what is the soundtrack of your life?
Oh gosh. Um, well, I grew up listening to jazz. So when kids were in the early 60s, when kids were listening to the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, I was listening to Miles Davis and John Coltrane and classical music. Those are jazz artists way back when.
Hmm.
But I got to appreciate the Beatles a lot, okay? But that's kind of the soundtrack, yeah, is jazz music and then classical music. My wife and I both love classical music. We just 2 weeks ago we heard Haydn's The Messiah, Handel's The Messiah, I'm sorry, and a huge concert with a 300 voice choir. So that was incredible. But
Hmm.
yeah, how about you? What do you like to listen to?
Anything. I listen to a lot of different things. I like to,
Yeah,
nice round, you know,
uh,
not narrow.
no, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I'd say jazz, yeah, is what I like to listen to and play still. So yeah,
Jazz is fun.
yeah, it
There's
is.
something exciting about it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's all about improvisation,
Hmm.
spontaneously creating melodies and rhythms and even chords, and so that it's a challenging style of music for sure.
Hmm.
But I love it. So
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today.
absolutely great meeting you, Michaela. And like I said, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
God bless you.
Have a nice rest of your day.